obviously we want to talk about, the financials. And really, I know, we chatted, you're ecstatic. Hey, these are the, some of the best financials the company's ever put out. And this is, of course, before some of the massive growth the Q is seeing. Do you want to kind of give the high level overview of the financials?
The financials that we just published still had some of COVID, the effects, I'll call it, the hangover, if you will, from COVID there. But we still got back onto track to where we were in the previous year when things were going quite well. And more importantly than that for us was that the previous quarter, we had done about, I think it was 390,000. I don't have it in front of me. I want to say 380 or 390,000 in total revenue. And the quarter that we just announced was, I think 968,000, something like that. So it was a rise of almost 150%. I think it was 147, 148%. So there was a significant and dramatic increase in what was happening in terms of our revenue that we were driving. Now, the thing is that a lot of that did come from our influencer marketing business. And I don't talk much about that. We do need to spend more time talking about that. I think there's going to be some exciting things to discuss relative to that US influencer marketing business. But it also, had a substantial increase in what was happening in India. And we expect that to continue, in this quarter in India, and really even more so in Q2 and Q3, Q2, calendar Q2, Q3, Q4. I mean, I'm really hopeful that at some point, not yet, it's too early, post-launch on Free-Dish, after we've seen how we perform on Free-Dish, so call it maybe mid-May. Don't hold me to this, everyone, but I'm going to tell you that my goal by mid-May is to provide some rough guidance to what we see happening revenue-wise in India for the second half of 2021. Calendar 2021, because by then we should have stabilized into a number. There may be another distribution deal or two that we do along the way, but we'll be in that sort of target number of 100 million homes, and in that 100 million homes, and we'll kind of know where our ratings are stabilizing, and should have a pretty damn good idea about what the second half of the year is going to look like. It's very hard to do that right now because we're still in the cycle of getting the numbers, pitching to the agencies, getting them on board, booking a campaign for the following quarter, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing that on the financials that's really worth mentioning is the amount of money we burned went down drastically. I mean, it was from again, I don't have it right in front of me right now, but it was I want to say from 1.6 million burned in the previous quarter to 500 and some odd thousand, and from the year ago quarter 1.9 million against 500,000. Well, that's huge. So we've dropped our expense. Now, part of that happened because with COVID we had natural compression of all sorts of things. But the benefit to that now is that now we can build back the other direction. We're capitalized. Our treasury is back, our debt's out of the way. So we're in the most solid and positive position that the company's been in its history. And I think that's part of what's been reflected in our stock.
Yeah, no, awesome. And of course, with the Free-Dish deal, now it's time to make money.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think, again, I understand why, but I think people probably at this point are still not really aware of how impactful that's going to be for us. It's the most important deal we've done since we've been in India.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, these are some good points. Anything else financials wise? I think you already had some great points. You let people know where you're seeing things going kind of in May. Anything else to add?
Look, we obviously closed an $11.5 million financing. The treasury is on as solid a footing as it's ever been. I mean, there were times in the history of this company where on a quarter-to-quarter basis, it was pretty scary on several occasions. We're at a point where, trust me, the last thing we're going to do is go out and spend money like drunken sailors and, to start flinging money all over the place. That's not going to happen. But we're in a really, really solid position right now to be able to support the growth that we need to invest in and make happen over the next couple of years. So this company has got legs now. It's got a foundation that's built. And I'm working on some stuff that I'll be sharing with people in a couple of months that'll talk a lot more about what the future holds for Q, because we've got big aspirations. Q India, the channel and VOD offering is just the beginning of what we're building.
Awesome. Well, hey, excited to be on the ride. Looks like we're positioned for some pretty crazy growth here in the coming months. Look, I think you wrapped it up pretty well. Last chance. Anything you wanted to add in here before we wrap it up?
Yes, keep your seatbelts fastened and keep your hands and arms inside the windows at all times.
Inside the rocket at all times.
Inside the rocket, because there's a lot coming.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, again, anyone who's made it this far, I would love, if you guys have questions, to drop them below. We'll definitely do another Q&A video coming up. I know a lot of things changing. We'll have to get Jace back and do some cool videos. But Kurt, thanks so much for joining.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.